It was a bright and sunny morning when I decided to check my investments. I had recently discovered that the stock market could be quite the roller coaster ride, and I was strapped in, hands in the air, screaming like a toddler in a carnival ride. So, I picked up my phone and dialed my stockbroker's number, feeling a mix of excitement and dread. After 2 rings, I could hear him pick up, and I imagined him sitting in a fancy office surrounded by charts and graphs, sipping his overpriced coffee. "Hello," he said, sounding like he just woke up from a 3-day nap. "Hey, it's me," I exclaimed, trying to sound cheerful despite my heart racing like a caffeinated squirrel. "Oh, great," he sighed, clearly not as thrilled to hear from me as I was to hear from him. "So, I was thinking about my stocks." I started. And before I could finish, he interrupted me with a, "Let me stop you right there." This was the moment where I knew it wasn't going to be a pleasant conversation. "What did I tell you about calling me?" He continued, like I was a persistent telemarketer trying to sell him a timeshare in Florida. That I should only call if I had $1 million question? I replied, trying to keep the mood light. "Exactly. And you sound more like a $2 question right now," he shot back, his sarcasm sharper than a freshly sharpened pencil. I chuckled nervously, thinking, this guy has a real talent for making me feel like a financial fool. Okay, I get it, but I just wanted to know if now is a good time to buy some stocks," I said, hoping to change the subject. "Listen," he replied, "the stock market is like a buffet. Sometimes you find the best dishes, but most of the time, you're just stuck with cold peas and mystery meat." I couldn't help but laugh. He had a way with words, even if they were less focused in. "So, what should I do?" I asked, feeling a bit more desperate. "Well, the last time I checked, your portfolio looked like a bad garage sale, a lot of junk and not much value," he said, and I could almost hear him shaking his head. "Do you have any hot tips for me?" I inquired, hoping for a glimmer of hope. "Hot tips?" he echoed, sounding amused. "The only hot tip I have is to invest in sunscreen for the beach, because your stocks are going to need some serious protection from the sun." I sighed, imagining my portfolio melting away like ice cream on a summer day. "Okay, but isn't there anything I can do to improve my situation?" I pressed on. "Sure. You can start by investing in a good financial advisor." "Oh wait, that would be me," he replied, his voice dripping with irony. I could picture him smirking on the other end, and it made me want to throw my phone out the window. "Right, but isn't there a way to make my investments less risky?" "Oh, dear friend, if I had a nickel for every time someone asked me that, I'd be on my private yacht right now, sipping pina coladas with a bunch of dolphins," he said. I couldn't help but envision him lounging on a yacht while I sat at home, drowning in my bad investment choices. "So, what's the silver lining?" I asked, clinging to hope like a life raft in a storm. "The silver lining?" He laughed. "The silver lining is that you can always blame your stockbroker for your financial misfortunes." I rolled my eyes, knowing that was half true, but I wasn't about to give him the satisfaction. "Well, thanks for your help," I said sarcastically. "Anytime. Just remember, don't call me again unless you've got $1 million question," he replied, his tone lightening just a touch. I hung up the phone, staring at my investment app like it was a horror movie. I realized I might need a new stockbroker, or at least a good therapist to help me deal with my financial trauma. Maybe I just take my money and buy a lifetime supply of ice cream instead. It seemed like a much safer investment.